Thank you so much for staying tuned to this frequency. If you just joined us, this is TMI, Sunday's edition. And we want to take a look at Edo 2024, weighing the options before Edo citizens. 16 political parties are targeting just one office at the Dennis Osadibe Avenue. What do you think will be inside the heart of an average Edo citizen when he or she will be going out there to cast his or her votes? We are taking a look at weighing the option because I have just one vote. They have one vote each. It's all about voting right now. But what do you think we should consider before casting our votes for any political party? I still have me in the studio, Honorable Napoleon Agbama, one-time chairman of Ovia Northeast Local Government. Uhonde Local Government Area. Yes, Uhonde Local Government Area. That's why when he was talking about the Onsa report, it was so administrative to the court. So we can do this. Give us a very strong point. He's been there, the local government boss. And of course, I have to be very close to him. Welcome, Good News Obayowana. Now, Good News Obayowana, he is a political analyst, political affairs commentator, and he is definitely concerned about the Edo situation. After all, he is a voter, and his votes will count. All right, because if you don't go out there to vote, because you keep up this notion that your vote may not count, your vote definitely is going to count. Hence, you should do everything possible to make sure that you are there to make your vote count come September 24. Welcome, Good News Obayowana. Appreciate your coming.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So very close to him, he is an entrepreneur, a politician, a youth mobilizer. Join me to welcome Samuel Ehigato, aka Aras 35. Welcome to TMI on this edition. Appreciate your coming.
Good morning, Wilson, and good morning, viewers.
And we still have Benjamin Mayer joining us via Zoom all the way from Germany. Benjamin, welcome to the second discussion segment. Appreciate you standing by.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm going to start off from you, Samuel Ehigato, before I go down to Honorable, then back again to Benjamin, because this is quite sensitive. It concerns everyone. Those citizens are beginning to weigh options. We have 16 political parties. We're not here to campaign for anybody. But what do you think will be the factor that each citizen will consider before casting his or her vote for any political party? Let me start off with you.
Thank you very much, Wilson. Well, I believe the Edolites are more enlightened these days when it comes to political affairs. The grassroots are waking. They are rising to the situation. If you look at the way they stood on this, the primaries that went last. So, irrespective of how the primaries went in the different political parties that produced different candidates, I think Nigerian problem is first we need to be able to fix the internal democracy. Not until we fix the internal democracy to be free and fair, to be people-oriented, to be grassroots-oriented, we're still going to have the issues at the main elections. Because when you have a very good candidate that came with the people options, that came with the people's voice, by the time you go to the election proper, you already have a chunk bulk of the citizen. Even though they are your party members, they are sympathizers to those people. So you already have a bulk vote that are going to vote for you because they believe in your capability. They believe in your capacity. They believe they brought you, they elected you to go and represent them, to be their candidate. So that makes things a little bit more easier for the politicians. But when you have a situation that people are being tricked in there, people are being maneuvered there, people are being brought in there, by one way or the other, we still have this problem that people have a second mind thought. Because I remember after like that of the APC, I will use as an example now, when the first primary took place on the 17th, we saw a lot of vibes. And these vibes was like a lot of people that didn't want to work with me. They were from Labour Party, from PDP. Just because of the person that was pronounced, there was this vibe that, if we are going to work for this guy and our youth, We are going to do this for this guy. You understand me? We make sure. You understand? There's these vibes in the country right now. We want somebody that we can take us all along. We don't want a godfather there. We don't want a leader there that believe we are not enough to do what is necessary. That will not listen to our idea. We have brilliant ideas, the youth. We have many from the diaspora. We have many from the country who are very brilliant, who have ideas how to take this country to the next level. But if we are not ready to promote the leaders of tomorrow, we want to still keep the decisions of the leaders to overcome the general public, to overcome the majority, we'll still have issues. But I will still believe that the way it is right now, we have, I think, 3 major candidates.
We have 16, please.
Right, 3 major.
Have 16.
We have 16, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, listen, you know, even though we have 60,
Yes.
I keep still telling you one thing. In Nigerian politics, except you are among the big political party, there's no way you can succeed.
I'll come back to
We
that.
have had a situation that people left the big party because they got the finance, they have the force, they have the capability, they have everything. They went to a smaller party.
Yes.
And when they get to a smaller party, they never emerge. They never succeed. And that is a problem. But in Nigerians are present, we have 2 major parties with a 3rd force coming up, which I will capitally tell you, whether we like it or not, PDP, APC, Labour, probably NNPP, are the vibrant party right now in Nigeria that is well recognized, that people that have the majority of the people to vote for.
I will come back to you.
So you
Samuel.
cannot take that from them.
I'll come back to you. Just hold on, I'll come back.
So you calling 16 is just like we want to waste most of our ballot box.
Don't worry,
paper.
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Good news. He said we have 3 big political parties, and he added NNPP to it. But so that we have 16. Don't forget SDP, Accord Party, Zenitable Party, and all that. What do you think Edo citizens will be looking out for? Weighing options right now.
Thank you very much. Well, as we know, they say politics is a game of numbers. Numbers based on structures and system. There's no way in this country you're a politician and you don't have structure and system and numbers and you expect to win. This is Nigerian politics. So I'm not categorically saying right here that we just have 3 major political parties, but you should be the judge. Give the analysis by yourself. What are the statistics in ground? What are the structure? What is the number? Even though we know 16 political parties that are vying for this position, but you can probably look deep and you see, okay, 4, 5, 6 has the potential to bring a winner. So it's out there for the blind, even the blind to see.
4 or 5 political parties, they have the vibe, so to speak, to bring out a winner. Honorable, is it going to be based on individual or based on political parties weighing options before Edo citizens?
Thank you very much. Like my colleagues have just said, politics is about number.
Yeah.
It's about group. It's about the party it belongs to. Today in Nigeria, we do not have independent candidates option. So what we have is on political base. I only differ from them that a surprise can come up. Like you said, 16 political party is featuring. It may not even be the 3 big one. A surprise can come. It was just about 3 or 4 months to nomination of the presidential system. When Obi went straight back to Labour changed. Before then, there was nothing like Labour, no fighting between PDP or APC. Something of such has just happened. With the situation of economy, security and whatever, hunger in Nigeria today, who are those people who has lured installed this system? Edo people are already very wise, politically, economically, and educationally. So therefore, don't rule out anybody from contesting, because people will not like to say, yes, these are the people who have been there, who have been that aim of affair, who have done this and that we are still suffering. They want a change. And that is what's happened in the last presidential election, where people, the youth of this country, and even men and women, want a change, and they all embrace Labour. Some of them do not even know who is a party chairman of their ward or their local government or whatever when they were embracing Labour. But what they want is, let's have this change. So such a situation can arise. Having said so, when we look at all the candidates that in this 16 political party, to say, who is this person that can pilot us in this situation of hard economic situation we are in the states and in the country today? A doctor cannot just treat a patient without knowing the innings of that patient. Among these candidates, who are those that really know the problem we are facing in those states? Who are those who really know the nook and crannies of these states? Where do we have flood problem? Where we have security problem? Where we have minerals that we can use to boost the economy? Where we have all those things, area that will be good for rice farming, area that will be good for this. No, if you do not know the problem, you do not know we have the problem of a state, how can you can just come and say you want to solve it? It's not possible.
Not possible.
So people will look at all this area before we now say, yes, this is not, despite the political party or whatever it belongs to.
All right. Now, Benjamin, some of the opinion that this election is not going to be based on political parties, excuse me, that is going to be based on individual performance, individual pedigree. That some may not want to look at the political party wherein which these individuals are trying to fly their own agenda. It's going to be based on these individuals. What do you feel about that?
First of all, I want to start by saying I don't just analyze politics because of what people are saying on social media or something, or on the mainstream media. Before the party's primaries, I sent out some vibrant youth from our organization to go out and carry out a study. And after the primaries, which just last week, and I also did the same thing, and they went and they came back with a report. The report simply shows that the pulse of the people, the pulse of the Edo people and their feelings is that a particular region in Edo State that have been marginalized for so many, they have not been given up the opportunity to govern the state, which is the Edo Central. So when they went to the market square to ask the market women and the youth, which are the major determinant of the who becomes the person to govern them, they find out that even Benin, the Edo people, the chiefs and the traditional rulers which they interview, they are all beaming their searchlight into the Edo Central. So most political parties were very sensible to pick their candidate from this region. So the state election 2024 is not just going to be a normal one that we have been experiencing. It's going to be a very interesting and a uniting one, because if at the end of the day, definitely at the end of the day, a governor of Edo State emerged from this senatorial district, I believe it's going to bring tranquility, harmony, and unity within among Edo people. Yeah, if the voters are going to be looking at parties and our candidate, don't forget the history of election in Nigeria. Edo State is one of the most electorally educated people on the planet, and when it comes to voting in Nigeria, we are very, very educated. So we do not vote based on party, we vote across party lines. We vote based on character and competence, exactly, and compassion. And at this time, the issue of fairness, equity, and justice is setting in. So when you talk about fairness, equity, and justice, coupled with competence, character, and equity, compassion, you now find that the voting rights, the voters are currently looking at that direction and begin to screen and look at all the candidates. Me personally, I've taken our time to peruse all the CVs from all the political parties and their candidates who they are bringing forward. I must say, the 16 political parties that you are talking about who are going to be participating in the election, they have all their candidates. They are excellently qualified and they are good to go. As long as you are a member of Edo, you are an indigenous of Edo State, you have right to contest for the highest office in Edo South, and they are available. But they come saying, how competent are you? How experienced are you? How qualified are you? How compassionate about the people are you? So these things are going to play a very major role. And I am happy. I'm very happy, like I always say. I'm from the Edo Central. Google me to be precise. I'm very happy that the Edo South, the Edo North, our traditional ruler in those two regions are saying what is fair is fair. Equity is equity.
All right.
That Edo Central have been marginalized for a very long time, that they should be given opportunity to do so. And I also want to thank the political parties who have decided to bring their candidate from this region. And those who did not bring their candidate from this region, they already know that it's already a tactical error on their part.
Hold on, because people may differ with the last comment you just made. I'll come back to you on that. Now, he raised a very strong issue, talking about voting as per senatorial zones. You understand? Does it mean that those citizens will vote now according to senatorial zones? Be like, okay, fine. Those side are going to do their own fair share. Those not going to do their own fair share. It's time now for the central. Do you think that'll be the mentality of those citizens this time around?
Listen, thank you very much. You know, I tell you, Edo people, we are very, very wise and arise these days, you know, when it comes to political issues. Remember the first time I was coming here towards the primaries, I was an agitator for the Edo Central, for equity, fairness, and justice. And after coming for about 3 or 4 interviews, agitating for the Edo Central, I had so many calls from the Edo South brothers, leaders. Why did you go there and go and say, you know your brothers are also contesting from Edo South? I got a lot of calls. Say, stop this. You be neutral. Play neutral. Listen, I'm a politician. I don't want to offend my leaders elsewhere. I started playing a neutral game. But right now, I am very surprised that these same leaders that were telling me I should not agitate for the Edo Central are not the one fighting for Edo Central. That now made the candidate to be an Edo Central. So sometimes, you know, when you start something, people look at it that it's not possible because maybe you're just alone. But I believe I was not alone because I was on air speaking international. So I know a lot of people that agree that this is how it's supposed to be. So I'm very happy. The only thing I think necessary to be done is that the candidate that have been chosen now from Edo Central should not take pride. What they should do right now is come back home, come to the South, come to call the Edo North, reconcile with them, make sure there's a unity, irrespective what has transpired, irrespective that we have contested against each other widely and peacefully in whichever way people might see. Now they have been chosen as a candidate. The best thing you can do is reconciliation. Because when you can reconcile everybody, the minority can have the vote. The minority can become the majority. Because when you look at the Edo political statistic, the Edo Central have the minimum voting strength, followed by Edo North, and the major voting strength in the Edo South. So the conviction now is being able to convince the Edo South that this candidate is the right candidate, that is going to bring fairness, is going to bring justice to all Edo people, it's not going to be senatorial thinking, it's not going to be senatorial with a senatorial mindset. It's going to be a governor of all Edolites, irrespective. When you are developing the Edo Central, be developing the Edo North. When you are developing the Edo North, be developing the Edo South. When he can be able to harmonize the situation, I think we have a positive way. And the good thing, like I was saying then, you know, if you look at the most underdeveloped part of Edo State, is the Edo Central. And I think this would be an opportunity for an Edo Central man to really look into the problem of Edo Central and bringing it to the advantage of the general Edo people. Because look at the Epoma Road, look at the industries there, look at the university, everything is crumbling down. But I believe when an indigenous is there that understands those problems, he will tackle them to the benefit of the whole general Edo people.
Some of that both of you are sentimental about this. Don't forget that some candidates are not from Edo Central.
Definitely.
And of course, some
don't
also
have a choice.
Okay, I'll come back to you. I'll come back
don't
to you.
have a choice.
Some of the people that look, since we have 2 to 3 strong major parts emanating from the central, it's like dividing a small scrap of meat. That might be to their own disadvantage. Take it up from there.
Yeah, I would say this politics, it's all about propaganda, it's all about notion. It's unfortunate, I would say, that the notion out there right now is zoning. Oh, it's time for Edo Central. And for, like they said, for fairness, equity, and justice. But it's in politics, like when you say democracy is government of the people, for the people, and by the people. So if generically they've agreed and say, okay, it's time for Edo Central. So what are you not saying about those other candidates that come from the north and that is contesting from north and south? Don't they have a right to also emerge as winner? If we really want to be fair in the word fairness, equity, and justice, everybody have the right to go to the polls and come out as a winner. Because it's obvious right now, before even the election now, in fact, the notion that I've been given right now is it should shift to central. Of a truth, no doubt, for a very long period of time in the state, and governor has not emerged from Edo Central. But I feel strongly the people should decide who the winner is, rather than putting the notion on there. What if the person we want to come from Edo Central, in my world, is not competent or capable enough? Are we now going to say because it's time for Central? What if there are other candidates from the north that is currently contesting, or from the south, that is more competent, more capable, and more qualified than the one we are calling from the Central? Now, I'm not right now saying, oh, it should not be the Central. I'm just trying to say,
you're just trying to be neutral.
So let every candidate go to the poll. Let the people of Edo State decide. Like you made mention of something. You said, the voting strength from the Central is quite minimal compared to the north and the south. So in other words, those candidates that is contested from the north or from the south, if they are wise enough, then they should pitch their their campaigns, their strategy on trying to divide the south.
But as it stands right now, some are saying the south is already divided because you have major powerhouse coming from that same south.
That's two major powers coming
from the same south.
Okay.
Because by permutation and combination, I'll come back to you. Good news. Yeah. Permutation and combination, they're like saying that, look, you want to give it to the central, so to speak. You have two major powerhouses, and some other parties also churning candidates from the same central. And we have some that are just there from north, and of course one from the south.
Yeah, sorry, I beg to say this.
Yes.
Then that's when structure comes to play.
Yeah. Okay.
Structure and system that the party have put in place
will come into play.
That's when it comes to play.
All right, now over to you. You've been in politics for a long time, but with the calculation right now, is it to the advantage of central?
Thank you very much, Winston. Unfortunately, is the situation we find ourselves politically, economically, in the state and the country, that even call for where you talk of zoning or whatever. If we are patriotic enough, one will be looking at who is really capable of ruling us, giving us all those good things that will make us comfortable as a nation, as a state. Not zoning. Not zoning. Because zoning may produce a very weak person than allowing it to go democratically by way of let it be a general concessions, who now goes. And that is why you see delegates nomination or whatever is not the best.
Sure.
All parties card carriers nominating the candidate is the best.
Yeah, direct primary.
Like somebody has said, you said it's
direct primary, yeah.
That direct primary will give you almost half of the election proper.
Yeah.
If you win the direct primary, you are sure of at least having already up to 40 or 30%
of voters.
Of the voters. Therefore, zoning, it must be those central must be Edo North, it must be this, like we are talking of during the national election, it must be south, east, or whatever. No, that may produce somebody that is not capable. So therefore, let's look at the person that will be able to sail us out of this mess that we are economically, politically, security-wise in the states, and that can even emanate to the federal. Like he said, Yes, not that we are against. To me personally, I'm against whatever that has happened that has worked out now. That Edo Central is having most of the candidates. Yeah, those who are there in the other areas have their right too to say we want to contest, because it is not there in any political party today in Nigeria. That's only. It is inward arrangement of every political party. That's let it be this way, let it be this way. It is not enshrined in their constitution. So therefore, if it is not enshrined, they know that it's not the right thing to do by zoning it to one or two other area where you have other persons that are capable. You can take one or two states from Nigeria today, Benue and some other states, Plateau. No, those who have been ruling since 1999 are from one particular area, and that does not disturb distribution of political amenities or whatever, appointments. Or even, like you said just now, like the central, the school is dilapidated. It depends on who is the governor at the particular point in time. You must take a state as your own, not a segment of it that you have. If you have that in mind, that is the patriotism that I just said just now.
Okay.
Therefore, people will not be yearning. If me and Wisin are from the same house, the same family, and I rule successfully, people admire me, and Wisin come in and he rule, people admire him, nobody will talk about that we are from the same place. Exactly. It is just because of this corruption or whatever, misadministration or whatever, that make people to be saying, it must be like this, it must be like that. That, like you said just now, in our first segment, that people will be afraid of. Lay not, where we now say, who know who, that will be restated or whatever. Because if you are in my tribe, they will always come to me, your tribe, you are. No, if that is not there, you are very fair, you are very just. Yes, therefore, people will not look at every other thing. It is when that justice, that fairness is not there, that people will raise argument.
All right, thank you so much, Honorable. Now, Benjamin, some of you know that if you put the notion in the hearts and minds of Edo citizens that it must come from the central, you're being biased. After all, Edo is one. That's what they're saying right now, that Edo is one, and it will not be right for us to, one way or the other, maybe via psychology, maybe by opinion, maybe by coercing them to vote towards a particular trend. What do you feel about this school of thought?
You know, politics is politics. I believe there is a senior politician sitting down there in the studio. He will understand what I'm trying to say. Maybe he doesn't want to offend some persons. But me, I'm saying it from the opinion, from the direction of being a youth and who want the development of Edo State and who want the unity of Edo State, who want equal rights for every Edo sons and daughters. You can't take rotation and you can't take regional politics away from politics. It's all their law. They have a major role to play when it comes to politics and voting. So if they're saying what I'm saying is totally, it's not part of their, or they are not supporting my opinion, why are political parties taking deputies from another defense zone if it's not important?
That is constitutional.
They have to think that direction too.
That is constitutional.
Now you have a governor in Edo State who is from Edo South, and he has a deputy who is from Edo North. So I believe the Speaker of the House is from the Edo Central. This is what they call power sharing, just to balance.
The Speaker is from Edo North.
Echo and power system.
No. The Speaker is from Edo North also.
Okay, but before then it was from Edo Central.
Yeah.
So we understand. We understand. See, when you have a family of 5 persons and power is being rotated from first son to second son, the other 3 children will have a report, or they will have this kind of misunderstanding why they've been neglected. I'm not trying to say Edo Central have been neglected, but what I'm trying to say in the sense that if you want to have an inclusive government in developing the state, every region needs to be involved. Edo Central people are very, very intelligent, well capable, compassionate about the good people of Edo State. And I heard one of the speaker in the studio said that Edo State Central is one of the region that is underdeveloped. I beg to differ from that. I am from that region. I'm telling you, those sons and daughters, especially sons and daughters, have been developing that region without the help of the government. Fine, you can say there is no, the presence of the government is not being fed over there, which is understandable. Most of those hospitals that you see, just recently, the government started interfering on in those institutions and all that. And those sons and daughters in diasporas have been sponsoring the development in that region. So when somebody tell you regional politics has no role to play in determining the next governor of Edo, I think that is a very wrong to say. It's a wrong notion.
All right. All right.
Next election, let me on top of this.
Okay.
The next election in Edo State, we already know where the pendulum is swinging. It's not going to be just party or coming from that region alone. Coming from that region will be a very good role to play, but the caliber of candidate they are bringing forward, the candidate have to be very closer to the people in three senatorial district. It doesn't have, because it's not going to govern the ASA people alone. It's going to govern the entire Edo people. And this person have to be closer to the people, he understand the people, and it's been accepted by the people. So, with that, it will be able to win the election easily with the free and fair.
Not from Lagos.
The people on the other side did not have
That's what I want to talk about.
Okay, now it's like I'm having strong reactions. Honorable, I'll come to you, please. It's time to react. You heard what you said. Take it up from there. But don't forget also, people are saying that the central is like a small scrap of meat. And we have three persons, major political parties coming out from that place. It then be to their own disadvantage after we have one person from the south, not from the minority of the south. He is there from the south.
Listen, I want to let my brother understand something.
Is that for me?
No, it's not for you, Benjamin. It's for Samuel.
What I want you to understand is this. At this moment, what we are supposed to look into, the candidates that are available right now to us to elect, which of them is really close to the people? Which of them have been with the people, that understand the problems of the people, that have on his own magnanimity as an individual, as a position, whether as a permanent secretary, as an MBA, or whatever they were in their position, which of them has carried a dope elite along? But we find out that some have travelers as candidates. Some cannot even interact with their people. I have a situation of a candidate, I don't want to mention names, of a candidate that at the moment is being overhyped, that went to the same Edo Central and was not able to speak his language, but had an interpreter interpreted to his people.
Hold on now. How
do you expect this person to understand his own people?
Samuel, hold on. When we return, you continue with your own analysis, okay? Because other people would react to this definitely.
Yes, I love that.
Because right now, we're talking about weighing options before Edo citizens, because right now it is here. It is here, whether I want to believe it or not. September is definitely here with us. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go away. This is TMI. We're taking a look at Edo 2024, weighing the options before Edo citizens. Samuel, what would you go on to that break? Let's continue with your line of thought.
Thank you very much, Wilson. I said we all four of us have agreed on the point that whoever that is going to rule Edo State must have the capability, must capacity, must be somebody that have a good antecedent in the past towards the Edo people. If that is the case, and we have right now three major parties with three major candidates, 16 as you wishes, but I want to analyze on the three major ones first of all, because if I say I should go on the 16, I think we will not leave this place. Because what we see on the social media, on the mainstream, we know that it's the major three parties that are really in this contest. They have the structure, they have the majority of members, they have the capability to win the election. So we don't take that away from them. If we look at the first one I just spoke about, how can you say you want to rule people and you can't speak their language? You can't communicate with them in a language they could understand. Then how do you understand their pain? How do you understand what they want? Then this same person has been in the government from his own interview. He has been an advisor to Oshomole. He has been an advisor to Governor Baseki. What has he brought as an economical advisor to those two governments that have benefited the Edo people? What has been his impact on the Edo people? All these 15 years he has been in the same government. We have not seen anything. Those are travelers. Then when you talk of the second one, let's take him as a senator. What has been his impact as a senator? On the senatorial, he has been the ruling. He has been representing. What has he done? What has been his antecedent? What has he imparted on we, the Edo-lite? Not only his senatorial, but also the Edo people. There are many questions. The Edo people are no more that dumb as you think. They are very, very enlightened these days about who they want to vote. They are very, very enlightened about it. They're studying all of it. They're watching all this. Then talk of the third one, which is a strong powerhouse too, from Edo South as claimed. What has been his impact in Edo South? He has village, he has constituents, even though he was not in government directly, a retired big person. What has he impacted on his local government? What has he impacted on his constituency? What has he impacted on his community and the people around him? These are things we start asking questions when the campaign begins. It's not about people coming to tell us big English. We have got the era of technocrats. They have failed us. We have got the era of politicians. Some have failed us, some have brought us progressively. We have got the era of a tailor, a common fashion designer that have turned Edo to another something else. So this time around, we are not going to look, this is how this man read book well. No. Some read a lot of books to steal our money. Some read a lot of books to deceive us.
Kidding me?
Yeah, they want to put my foot down. Yeah, they put a lot of this big English to deceive us.
Okay.
At the end, we don't know what they have done for us. Let's look at the 7 years. The only the civil servant has benefited the technocrat. The majority of the Edo-lite have not benefited from it.
Thank you, Samuel.
So
I'll come
there are
back
many
to you.
things we need to question.
I'll come back to you, Samuel. Well,
It is not going to be the political party alone.
Yep.
We are going to investigate. We are going to research on this individual.
Okay, thank you.
Before we make our choice.
Thank you. Well, good news. You had Samuel. He's talking about individuals right now. Like what I said, the foreigner to come for anybody. Now we're going to mention names.
Yes.
You can speak in parables. No issue, no problem. So take it up from there. You heard him.
Yeah.
How would the people vote right now? Weighing their options. Continue, please.
Okay, I have heard what my colleague here has said. He has made very important points, though, no doubt. But I have some my
Reservation.
own reservation. Well, I strongly believe that the problem of this country, of Edo State, has been leadership.
Yeah.
Good governance. And good governance is a byproduct of good leadership. Who is a leader? A leader is someone that understands the pains of the people and is in the front to lead the people to finding solutions or bringing solutions to those pains. So, and he has said something that, what have they really done, in terms of relating now to Edo-lite, their precedents and, records, antecedents. Well, I would say this, that if somebody can be a leader, and a successful leader at whatever position he has been, and maybe he made impact in whatever department or whatever place he has led before, it's also possible that person can be a good leader in Edo State. So, in as much as his points are valid, no doubt, but if we want to go by that, then who then will not be the governor? Who then? Who then
will not be the governor? Because everybody, they did their best. They did their best.
You get
but the past current, they'll tell you we did our best. The next one should completely take over. Now, Honorable, let me come to you, because right now it's like Edo citizens, they are watching. Who are we going to vote for? They are saying that it may just cut across party line, it may cut across senatorial district or senatorial zone, whether the north, south, or central. It may just be factors peculiar to these individuals. Now, he talked about language. They don't have to do with language. Take it up from there, please.
Thank you very much, Wilson. That is the area I want to even talk about, even before you are asking me now. Yes. When I heard from our colleague there,
from Germany.
From Germany.
Yeah. Talking
about regional or whatever, senatorial. That is the tone of social senatorial whatever. If we want to use that sentimental senatorial whatever, that means the Edo Central will not have a chance of governance. Because the Edo South, as of today, has more than 50% of the total votes in the states, 56%. Followed by Edo North. Yeah. Edo Central is the least. Therefore, if they even have more than two big political parties are having the candidate from Edo Central now, that means they are going to share that vote from Edo Central.
Yes.
And those they are going to rely on to win election is either Edo South and Edo North. Therefore, when you are using a language or you are speaking, you must do it with human face. And that is why I said none of these political parties extract into their constitution zoning.
Yes,
It's not there. It is inward
Gentleman agreement.
It is gentleman agreement, inward arrangement. And while you are doing so, you must act as a sportsman, footballer. You cannot go to a competition leaving your best striker at home, going with your second 11 or third 11. Let every area bring out your best first 11. There, for people like you said just now, we now say, yes, I know Peter. When Peter was a helm of affair of so area, even though that place was already dead, he resurrected the place.
Yeah.
If he now come in as a governor, he's going to do wonder too. So bring out your best. Don't follow the regional or whatever, because if you do that, that means the Edo South man will continue to be a governor. So that is why I said just now that me as a particular person do not believe on whether senatorial or whatever.
Zone
arrangement within a political party. Today there is no independent candidate. It is within a party. It is now left with the leadership of every political party to say who we are or area we are bringing it to. And that is why you see most of these parties choose to use a delegates election, which they can
manipulate
to make sure that they get what they want. So therefore, for those that are already nominated, I wish them luck, but they have to work very seriously. If you have not been close to your people, it will be difficult for you to win the re-election. Because times has passed where people just vote because this is my political party A or party B or whatever. Because even the situation we are in the state, in this country today, here for a candidate that are very, very vibrant, knowing the situation, knowing the problem we are facing, that have the capability of solving it. Like you said, it may not, education is an added advantage. Yes. It is not just education that we take all. Like I said, like we talk about, he was talking about this is the planting season. Somebody who doesn't even know that this is the planting season, who doesn't know how to do it, who doesn't have to go about it. Yes. No, if you want to help farmers, if you have not given loan to farmers this period now, this is March. When are you going to give it to them? When do you want the farmers to use the loan? All right. So therefore, we need people who understand all the system, who understand the right time to do the right thing.
Right thing.
That
Thank you so much. Now, Benjamin, you have 1 minute to summarize your points. Each of you have 1 minute if it's up to that, because our time is up. What advice should you, are you going to be giving right now to Edo citizens, both at home and in diaspora, on how to weigh their options while voting? Briefly, you are not campaigning, please.
Yeah, I understand this is not a campaign station. I urge the Edo citizens and those in Nigeria and across the border, that we should all come together and work towards the benefit of Edo State. Things that will bring development and investment into Edo State. And before we cast our vote in September, we should first of all look at all the candidates who are coming forward. Check them if they are capable before you cast a vote for them, and check them if they have that character for them to deliver on what they promise. And I urge you to people that we are one family, so there is no need of us to start having a division at this time. Inclusivity is what we ask for. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Benjamin. Thank you so much. Some of you have 1 minute or less to summarize your points, please. Advice to Edo citizens.
Well, I have not much to say than to also say what Benjamin just said. We all Edo citizens right now, we should not look particularly about party. We should survey those candidates that are valuable to us, that are contesting right now. Check their past antecedents. Check what they have done for their people before, and believe in them that they can increase on those they have done before. And if we have that assurance, we have that belief, I believe Edo people will choose the right candidate.
Thank you so much,
and the best person will take Edo State to the next Eldorado in 2024.
Thank you so much. Now, good news briefly.
My advice is this, that we should look across beyond borders, boundary, tribe, zone. We should go for the candidate that is the most competent, most capable, regardless of the party. Good leadership should be the key focus, what we should watch out for.
All right. Thank you, Benjamin.
Leader.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. I think, yes, thank you.
Briefly.
I think what Edo people should look at, leave sentiment aside, political sentiment, religious sentiment, or whatever division sentiment,
All right.
and face somebody. Would you know what the pace we are passing through today? Those person among the candidates that can change the narrative from the present situation to a good one.
Thank you so much, Honorable. Well, you've heard all of them, both the one in diaspora and, of course, the one here with me in the studio. It's all about competence. It's all about credibility. It's all about pedigree. How do you think it will pan out? We have a pastor, we have an actor, we have a technocrat, we have a politician, we have an NBA, one-time NBA president. Come on, it's like someone in the Senate. It's just like, those citizens, man, I give it to you. You guys really know who to really bring out for this particular office. But we need just one person. Who would that person be? It depends on the citizens. Go out there, do your research, and of course, vote wisely. Gentlemen, thank you once more.
Thank you very much.
All of us in the studio are saying have a wonderful Sunday ahead. Bye for now.